I've been very critical of the Switch 2 since it was revealed, and a lot of the recent criticisms I've seen against Nintendo and the console are very agreeable. Things like $80 games, overpriced Switch 2 editions, the overpriced Donkey Kong DLC, game keycards, the stupid Virtual Boy thing. They're even putting 20-year-old GBA ROMs on the eShop for $20 a piece. Like, what the hell? But there's just one criticism that I flat out can't agree with, and that's the claim that Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have games. And there are two sides of this coin. On one side, you have people critiquing the lineup for Nintendo's 2026, saying that there are not enough games, even though there are already several games announced for this year, some of them coming from the most popular Nintendo franchises. And a thing I've noticed in recent Nintendo Directs is that from a Nintendo game's reveal to release, there's only like a 4 to 5 month gap. Hell, a majority of the games at the Switch 2 Direct were released not even a year after they were revealed. Nintendo doesn't go with these very long hype cycles anymore, and I'm certain we will get a Nintendo Direct either in March or April, and along with that, we will get a ton of game announcements for this year. But then there's the second part of the argument, being that the Switch 2 right now doesn't have games, or it doesn't have a big game. And both of those things are just not correct in my opinion. Obviously, there are plenty of games, and we've had big games too, like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. The whole Switch 2 doesn't have games thing is mostly just funny internet slander, and shouldn't really be taken seriously, because a lot of the games that have been released since the Switch 2's launch are so damn good, and kind of overlooked even. So I wanted to use this as an excuse to talk about some of those games. Like, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I feel like a lot of people just swept this game under the rug just because it's a Warriors game, and we've already had like a million of those. Personally, the only other Warriors game I've played before this was Age of Calamity on Switch 1, and I thought that game was super fun, so I could not wait to try out Age of Imprisonment. And after playing it, I would say it's a huge improvement over Age of Calamity. I'm kinda a sucker for hack and slash games, so while this gameplay is a bit mindless and button mashy, it's very satisfying. The new finishers, special abilities, and the Zonai devices added to this game introduce a lot more strategy with what moves you should use against certain defenses. And unlike Age of Calamity, I actually enjoyed playing as a lot of these characters for their different strengths, even though outside of the gameplay, the characters themselves kind of suck. A problem I did have with this game is that I could not really get invested in the story as I did with Age of Calamity's story, but I do appreciate how this game serves as a canon prequel to Tears of the Kingdom, whereas Age of Calamity f***ed everything up with its alternate universe bullshit. But yeah, Age of Imprisonment is a very fun game, and I would give it a shot if you haven't yet. Now, Metroid Prime 4 is a very controversial game, especially among Metroid Prime fans, and I definitely understand the criticism relating to how this game is designed in comparison to previous entries. The areas in this game are a lot more linear and streamlined, and from my understanding, the puzzles are even a lot more basic. But from someone who had hardly played a Metroid game before diving into Prime 4, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm not even the biggest fan of first-person shooters, but the gameplay here is so smooth and responsive. I also think the psychic stuff adds some nice gameplay variety, and the atmosphere is breathtaking. This is possibly the best looking Nintendo game I have ever played. My only issue with this game comes towards the end, where you have to drive around Soul Desert and collect emerald pieces. I didn't even hate backtracking through the desert, but the endgame stuff kinda sucked, yeah. And the game's ending was kinda whack too, and didn't feel that conclusive, but I won't spoil anything here. Other than that though, I thought this game was really damn good, and I definitely want to give the other Prime games a shot now. Then we have another fan favorite being Kirby Air Riders. I honestly don't have much to say about this one. In all honesty, I really do need to play more of this game because from what I've played, I just couldn't get into it. I am very accustomed to how traditional kart racers play, so when playing this game for the first time, I just could not get acquainted with the gameplay and control scheme. So unfortunately, I can't really give a solid opinion on this one yet. What I can talk a bit about is Drag and Drive. This game is fun, bro. Using the Joy-Con's mouse feature like this is so damn cool, and it's very immersive too. It does hurt your wrists a lot, so if you do try this one out, definitely play it in short spurts and not for hours on end. Good luck finding anybody playing it though. And of course, I gotta talk about Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I've already made full videos on. But long story short, I think Mario Kart World is a very good game despite all of its flaws. And Donkey Kong Bonanza is near perfection. That game is fantastic in nearly every aspect, besides some of the layers feeling a bit underbaked. So the Switch 2 definitely has a lot of good games right now, and if none of them interest you, then that's completely fine. I just think we need to stop normalizing buying a console before you know if you'll get any value out of it right away. If you want my advice, don't buy a console based on the hype and what games you think could be announced soon. Just wait until it has something that you know you would get a lot of value out of. But that's all for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.